Thank you all for coming. We are recording. I think we're recording. I hope we're recording. We might be recording. We might have sound. We might not have sound. I don't know. Facebook Live has been driving me absolutely bonkers, insane, crazy, silly, stupid, ridiculous. And welcome everybody to Lunch with Len. It is holy moly. There's not very many. You know, there aren't many shopping days left till Christmas. I got to tell you. I mean, you know. I started off by saying to you, Carol, that you put up a live video today on your new fan page, and I went and I tried and I did everything I could. I stood on my head, I wiggled my ears, I prayed to the gods, and I couldn't hear a word of sound coming from it. Now,
oh man,
having said that, having set that stage, let's talk a little bit about Facebook Lives. And if anybody wants to open their mic and chat with me, you're certainly welcome to. I don't have anybody muted. You've muted yourself. I've been struggling recently with Facebook Lives, and I know, Chris, you had a couple of problems with them, and I can't really identify it completely. I have yesterday on my fan page, I did a Facebook Live. I did a test one, and I just said, this is a test. This is a test. Counting 1, 2, 3, 4, blah blah blah. 30 seconds. Closed it down. Went and I looked at it on the page. It was perfect. No problem at all. Okay, then I went and I started a real Facebook Live, and it was about 10, 12 minutes long. Zippo, no sound, except there was one person who said they could hear it. I couldn't hear it. Carol said she couldn't hear it, but somebody else said they could hear it. So I don't know what the frap and Sam Hill's going on with Facebook Live, but I'm having some inconsistent issues with it. Anybody else want to kick in here and say anything?
well, I can hear them when the live itself is going on, when the person really is live. The problem I was having is there was no sound afterwards when I tried to watch a replay.
Well, it is the replay, so okay, that is part of the issue. So what I would suggest, right now for anyone who's doing Facebook Lives, is if first thing, what I've been doing is I have been doing a test ahead of time. I just do a short test to be sure that the recording is actually working. You can do that, just as one suggestion. And then after you do the live, go back and listen to your recording and make sure that you can hear it. And
I could hear mine. I tested that.
Yeah, okay. Then I just
now,
don't...
Yeah, Valerie's yelling she can hear it. It's playing.
Yeah.
It was a good one too.
Well, hang on tight here. I'm sharing my screen.
Okay.
So there's my screen. There is, okay. Actually, Carol, I'm not sure I know how to find your page right now. You've changed it. I know you did what we talked about.
Yeah, it's under, if you put the Facebook code up there and after .com in your browser, Bristol, Virginia.
Yeah.
I'd hit the Bristol, Virginia one, the top one.
Let's see if it comes up under pages. It should come up under pages. Nope, it's not. Okay.
No, because that's the wrong one.
Okay.
Forget about going with that, Earl. That shouldn't even be there.
Okay, never mind. I'll just get it from here. I'll just go through the green team because well, that's cute. All right, there it is. I'll just come in through here. So I make sure.
Oh, okay.
So
well, that's going to, okay.
It's in the syndication group.
Right.
All right, come on.
We are recording. Hello.
Oh, be
Hello,
quiet.
guys. Hello.
Be quiet.
And Mario.
Be quiet.
Just hit Seymour. It'll go away.
Go away. All right. I guess I'm driving the mouse too fast for Facebook.
Right.
We'll slow down a little bit. So,
no, you're in the conference room is what the problem is.
Huh?
You're in the conference room.
Yeah. So here's how to be. Okay, there it is. So, see, I made the comment. Okay,
Up and
I guess I need to go post. Well, this is today.
Yeah, I'm finally here.
That's fine. That one's okay. Bless it.
well, I'm glad to hear it's okay now.
No, well, no, wait. Just hang tight. No.
Oh,
Okay, let's get back. Because that's not the one. I got to just slow down the driving part here. Okay, so let me get all
it's the
posted.
very first one.
Well,
Yeah, this very first one here, that's the one that I posted this morning.
the one I was talking about, where's the one from, wasn't there one from yesterday?
Yeah, I had unpinned it from the top. It still should be underneath it, I would think. Where do they go when you unpin them?
Well, I don't know. It shouldn't have gone that far away. Let's try video.
Oh, it's from yesterday.
Yeah, right there, videos.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. I forget about those sidebars that make things a lot easier to find.
Hey, don't everybody fall asleep.
Lives don't go under videos.
Oh, they just stay under posts, Chris?
Yep.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah, me either. I gotta go back to doing my videos and just posting them.
All right. Well, oh,
That one.
This is the one. No sound. That's the one that I was referring to. And
Huh.
there's the sound turned all the way up,
Yeah.
and there's nothing coming from it. And that's the one that I put the comment under, no sound. There it is. So,
Oh, I never saw that. Okay. Huh.
so this was yesterday's.
Okay.
Don't know what's going on with this stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if I tested that one yesterday with Valerie or not. I usually do. I must not have.
Well, again, like I
No, I
said,
remember. Yeah, I didn't have sound on it either, and I waited a little while, and I went back and tested it again, and it was okay. Now I remember. Huh.
okay.
Oh, well.
Hey,
Quit using lives.
okay. So, I mean, right now I'm having some issues with Facebook Lives too with the sound. It's not always there. It's not always there for everybody. I can't really pin it down. So I'm just putting out the word of caution, be a little careful about it.
Yeah.
Now, two other things. For those of you who are in Rank Makers, Ray did a video this morning on Facebook Lives, and I'm going to come back to that in just a second. For those of you who are not in Rank Makers, and I don't make any money on this, I'm just telling you, if you're not in Rank Makers, you probably should be. And you want to go to rayhigdon.com/rank makers and just get on the waiting list so that you can notify next time opens up for membership. Probably in the next couple or 3 weeks.
Carol, mute yourself again.
Chris, can you mute? Might be some noise coming from you. I'm not sure.
I am muted. It's Carol.
Chris Stage. It wasn't Carol. It was this Chris. Anyhow, Ray is going to do a training next Wednesday, and I forget what time, but it's open to the public. It's not going to be in the rank makers. It's going to be open to the public, and he's going to review Facebook message conversations. I think this is going to be a really powerful training, and I want to just make sure everyone's aware of it. As soon as I know the links, I'll put the links up, and again, it will be available to the public. In Ray's training this morning, he talked about the anatomy of a Facebook Live, and I'm going to cover this very briefly. This is something that we've all heard before, but we occasionally tend to forget. There are 4 parts to a good video. The first part is the introduction. Who am I? And when you do a video, you want to tell people who you are. It's not obvious that everybody knows who you are. So you open a video with, hi, my name is Joe, my name's Len, or, you know, whatever. And it doesn't have to be a lengthy introduction, but you do want to open it with some sort of an identifier of who you are. The second thing you want to do is ask a question. This is the hook. This is where you get people. You get them to want to stick around. Now, it's sort of important. I don't know. Facebook Lives is such a strange thing. We know people are scrolling really fast on their cell phones, so sometimes it's really hard to get the hook in before they've scrolled past you. On the other hand, we have this tendency with Facebook Lives to sit there and wait for Facebook to build an audience for us, and I'm going to come back to that in a minute. So you can't be sitting there waiting for Facebook to build an audience and put a hook in that's going to catch people in the first 8 seconds. So, and maybe you can do both. Maybe you can put a hook in and say, this is what we're going to talk about, but I need you to wait for a minute till we build an audience. I don't know. I don't know what the best way to do that is, to be honest with you.
No, you don't want to wait and build an audience.
Yeah.
You just want to go.
Yeah, I believe that's correct, Bill. I believe that's the right thing to do, and I've been doing more and more of that. And
The other thing is, get away from the introduction. Ask the question first.
Yeah.
Get their attention, and then you can always say your name or whatever.
Yep. That's a good and a valid point. That's a good point. And then the third thing, of course, is just like any other video. Then the third thing, of course, is you've set the hook. You've asked a question. Hey, do you want to learn how to lose 5 pounds in 3 days? That's what we're going to talk about. And then you talk about whatever it is you're going to talk about. And then the final thing is, of course, the call to action, which we all tend to forget once in a while, to tell people what you want them to do next. Now, there is a really interesting strategy for scheduling Facebook Lives, and I'm going to give you a real quick summary of how to do this. I'm going to do it, but I'm also going to warn you that unless you have a piece of software, which I do not have, and I'll explain that in a moment, you can't do this. You can't really use the strategy. But it's out there and it's available, and I'm going to be experimenting with it. And if anybody gets it to work, come on back and train us on how to do this. And I'll tell you why I said that in a minute. But if I do a screen share, go to my whole screen. Alrighty. Oh, we have you up. Okay, I want to go to one of my fan pages, any one of my fan pages. So let's go to Len's Healthy Aging. And on Len's Health, on any fan page, you have publishing tools. Publishing tools. And you have video library. So publishing tools to video library. And once you're in the video library, you see this button there that says live. Click on it. Now ignore all this stuff for a minute. I'm going to come back to this stuff. Just ignore it for a moment. Next. And here you can add a title and you can add tags or whatever. Ignore all this stuff for just a moment. Down here, the pull down arrow. Schedule live. And now I can put a date. I'm going to put a date in for tomorrow. So I scheduled a live and I'm going to hit schedule. So having done that, I just scheduled a Facebook Live. says my internet connection is unstable. So there is a strategy out here that lets you actually schedule these. And once you've scheduled the Facebook Lives, you can now go publish the links to this. And I got to tell you, I'm going to have to go back and remember how to do this. And there's a training with Michelle Pescasolito, and you can get the link and you can schedule this thing, and you can put it out on your timeline. You can put it out on your blog, and the little box we saw a few moments ago shows up that says that you have scheduled a live, and it gives you the date and the time for it. Here's the problem. The problem is if you do this completely with Facebook, like I just did, the live won't actually start. You have to have a piece of software called OBS. Now, OBS is Open Broadcast Software. So I'm just putting this out there. I'm not fully conversant with this thing right now. I'm putting it out there for anybody who wants to play with it. OBS, Open Broadcaster Software. Now, we played with this a year ago. Chris and I both did. Chris Schaus, we played with this. I could not get OBS to work on my computer last year, and I don't know if I can get it to work this year. And the reason is I have an external camera, and apparently OBS, at least then, couldn't identify the camera. It could never find my camera. So it actually scheduled my broadcasts, but there was no camera. So we couldn't really do it. If you have an internal camera on your computer, this may work for you. This is something I know Bill, you were playing with OBS last year too, weren't you? You're muted. I don't know if you're muted from my end there. Unmute.
I got it to work with my camera. The problem was I didn't have enough horsepower on my laptop to encode the video.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, Lynn.
Yeah.
I was just talking to Katie, and she does Facebook Lives, and rather than mess around with that broadcaster, what most people will do is just go ahead and post a notice on Facebook that you're going to go live at a certain time, and then just go live.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, that's absolutely true, Chris. And that's, in fact, what most of us do. What I have found is, I mean, if I can put a post up on my personal profile that I'm going live on my fan page and give people the link to come to the fan page, and they just don't come over. If you can do this scheduling, then this post that you're going live, people can come right back to the post, and the live is going to show up there. That's what it's supposed to do. So I don't know if we collectively get this thing working or not, but that's as far as I can take it right now. And I wanted to share it with you because this whole thing is out there. I wasn't even aware that it existed. And I wanted to share it with you. If anyone else has any insight on how to get OBS to work, and I'm going to try. I sent a message back to Michelle, and I'm going to see if she will help me get it working. And if I can, this is to be continued on, Tuesday. We'll continue how to do this.
Did you check into Webinar JEO if it will support it?
No, I haven't, Chris.
I'm going to check into it too. Sounds really interesting. I love tech stuff, so I'll play with it.
Now, I want to talk one more thing about, and the whole reason I came today and wanted to talk about Facebook Lives, and another reason is the following. Once again, I know some of you are in Rank Makers, some of you are not, and this has become very, very apparent to me with Rank Makers. Ray is doing a training inside Rank Makers every morning, roughly 6 o'clock my time, around 9 o'clock his time. He does a training in Rank Makers. And I am seeing people, and I'm going to use the word pleasurize. You might disagree with me, but I'm going to use the word pleasurize. I'm seeing people putting up videos an hour or 2 hours later that mimic exactly what Ray said, as if it were their own content, their own idea, their own creation, and their own stuff. Now, personally, I think That's plagiarism.
Yep.
If you look at my Facebook Live, or if you look at my Coffee with Len today, it starts off with, I was on a training with Ray Higdon today, and let me tell you what he said. And I think that's the right way to do it. And in fact, I think, and there's nobody on this webinar right now, by the way, that I've seen do this, but I'm not, I'm not policing people, but I have seen it. I've seen it in our syndication group, Chris. If someone puts up a video that just word for word mimics what Ray said, or anyone else for that matter, 2 or 3 hours earlier, or a day or two, or a month earlier, without giving credit, I think that's just plain wrong. And in fact, the reality is you improve your own posture and status by giving credit where credit is due. If you come on and say, hey, I was listening to Ray Higdon, and this is what he said, what you've done is you've shown that you're paying attention to the leaders. You're not diminishing your own self. You're building your own self. You're building your credibility. You're building your brand. You're showing people that you are paying attention to what you're following the leaders in the field. And I think it's a real discredit to go ahead and publish content as if, I'm not saying that the ones that I'm thinking of, these people didn't say, hey, this is my content, I created it. They just simply didn't give credit to where the credit was due. And to me, it's just plain wrong. So I would encourage you, and especially for those of you who are in Rank Makers, I would encourage you, if you're republishing Ray's material, to give credit to Ray. Hey, I was in Rank Makers, and I saw this video this morning, and this is what Ray had to say, and I thought it was pretty awesome, so I'd like to share it with you. And you know what? Ray's okay with that. He's perfectly cool with that. He would never, ever, ever have any problem with somebody sharing his training. He teaches you to do that. He called it ILT, Invest, Learn, Teach. So that's what I have to say about that. And I think that, again, I think that it's just plain wrong to plagiarize other people's material without giving credit where credit is due. So, end of rant.
That's just like putting quotes up, on Facebook. If you don't give credit to where the quote came from, it's the same thing.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Absolutely. I always give credit. I always do, as when I can. So that's, huh?
Oh, you can hear it. The system must be bad. You know what? That training next Wednesday for Ray is 5 o'clock your time, 7 o'clock in Central Time, and 8 o'clock at the Eastern Time.
Okay, 5 o'clock. Yeah, he's going to do reviews. He's done, for those of you who are not in Rank Makers, he's done a couple of reviews of Facebook conversations in Rank Makers. And what he does is he takes a screenshot of someone's conversation that they've had with a potential client, and he analyzes it and gives them suggestions for what they can do better. And he's got some incredible ideas. They're really, really well done. So next week's training is going to be awesome, and the fact that he's opening it up to the public so that anybody can be on it, I think is a good. And once again, I can't emphasize enough, if you're not in Rank Makers, I suggest at least you go rayhigdon.com/Rank Makers and put your name on the waiting list, so at least you get notified the next time it opens up. Who else is in there? I know, of course, I'm in there. Who else is in there? Carol, you're in there.
Yeah, I am founding member.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah. And so does anybody disagree that this is extremely valuable for the price?
You know what? It's Ray live every morning.
Yeah.
And it's and like today, he said he went over this before parts of a live video, but it's still good. I mean, it was still good. It's great training every morning.
Well, we all need refresher courses. And once again, I'm not encouraging you because I make money on it. This is not an affiliate program. There are no affiliate commissions. I don't make any money on it by encouraging you to at least get on the wait list so that you'll know when it opens up again for membership. I'm just encouraging you because the value is off the charts for what you get. The value is off the charts.
He has a list of all the videos he's done by topic. So you can go and look at that list find the topic that you're interested in and go watch the video. You just click on the link and it's ready to go. It's either Ray or Jess. Jess has done some videos too.
Yep. Yeah. Jessica does training too. I think.
Is that in the file section of the page? Where did you find that, Bill?
It's under files on rank members. Yeah.
And what's the baby's name?
Samantha.
Samantha. Yeah, I think Samantha's done a couple trainings now too. Okay. Hey, that's all for today. I've mentioned this before. I'm going to mention it again. I'm putting it out there. I'm struggling with trying to figure out what direction to take Lunch with Len in, and one of the options is to shut it down. And part of the reason is that attendance has been very low, and partially that's my fault. I've skipped a couple sessions. I haven't been consistent, but part of the reason I haven't been consistent is attendance has been low, and I'm going, okay, what do people want? What can I provide that has value that's going to bring people in? And so, you know, I'm putting it out there again. What can we do with this time slot that's going to provide value for the community and bring people in? And what would you like to see? What can I do? And you don't have to all answer this all at once today. I'm not looking for you to jump in here with answers today. I'm looking for a direction. And in the near term, I've got to make a decision what to do with this. And we got 70 people registered, but we got to have the same 3 or 4 people show up every week. And I mean, is there real value here? And what can we do to improve the value, improve the attendance, increase the value? And don't sit there yawning, Larry.
No, I'm trying to get a word in edgewise. You won't stop talking.
All right. All you have to do is say, Len, shut up.
Hey, okay, Len, shut up.
All right, Len, shut up.
Hey, listen, for me, it's I cannot make it I make it once or like 2 or 3 times a month. I like the content you have in here and stuff like that, but I just at this time of day now, a lot of times I'm tied up.
Well, one option is to move it to another time of day that's better for people. I mean, that's certainly within the cards.
Right.
Go ahead, Carol.
We, and like myself and, others check with rank makers and get thoughts and points each day. We all look up different ideas. You take them from your books. If we could maybe as a group collectively have some different topics, make a list of different topics that would be interesting topics for us to all engage in and perhaps become better at. Maybe each session, one of us could pick one of those topics, like take turns. Which topic, should we discuss today? Maybe one of us know a little bit more about that topic and concentrate on those things we need. Like I did one on attraction marketing and persuasive marketing on my video this morning. And in doing so from the book I'm reading, I learned a few things. It's very interesting. And new people would want to hear those things. And so the things that we're talking about on our live quick videos are things new people would want to hear. And if we could expound on them a little bit within ourselves and get people to come to the groups to learn more. Something along those lines. I don't know, that's just a floating idea.
Yeah, well, that's a great idea. And hang on, Deb, as everybody knows, I mean, I'm perfectly open to having guest speakers. I mean, we've done lots and lots and lots of guest sessions. So that's absolutely a perfectly good idea. The problem is the challenge I see it is except for 1 or 2 people that are relatively new, like Chris Stage is relatively new. And we've covered so much of the material so many times that it's like, how many times can we talk about the 4 elements of a good video? And how to post in Facebook groups and whether I should use a fan page and I mean maybe it's me, maybe I'm bored talking about. I mean I can go back and we've been doing this for 2 years now. I mean I can go back and start at the beginning and start covering all the material again, or we can find new blood, new material, new people. New
ideas
and make it entertaining and educational and useful.
Right.
If we only have the same 3 or 4 people showing up every week, that tells me that the value's not there. Not that the 3 or 4 people that show up every week aren't important. They are. But, you know, the marketplace the marketplace is feeding back that there's not enough value, or we're not getting the message to the new people that there is value here.
Then I think you need to each week concentrate on one particular topic. Let people know this week, this is all we're going to study. You need information on it. This is what we're going to be doing. Next week, it's going to be something else solid that they need.
What I want is I don't want to be the one generating the list of topics, because that's what I'm interested in. What I want is the list of topics from the people that's what you folks want to hear. What do you want to learn? I will teach anything you want, from where does man come from, and is there a God, to quantum mechanics, to astrophysics. You tell me what you want. I can teach you quantum electrodynamics here.
Okay, let's do that. That sounds great.
Where does man come from?
You want to know? You seriously want to know? I'll talk about that next week.
Up there.
I think we know the answer. I think we do. I think we.
Yeah, I do too. But people aren't listening.
Anyhow, Deb, you've been trying to get a word in edgewise.
Yeah, I truly enjoy Lunch with Len every week. You know, I learn something every week. Yeah. Here's an idea, though. What if, like, say, today you tell us what you're going to talk about next week, so that we maybe could put some posts out on Facebook and get other people interested, because we know this is what you're going to talk about.
Right.
And get other people interested in joining the group, even if they only come for a week or two, but maybe we could get more people to come. And then the idea of all of us giving you some information on what we'd like to learn, that would probably really help, because I really don't want to see you stop. I enjoy Lunch with Len every week.
How about everybody give me a couple ideas? What is it you would like to learn, and I'll begin to compile that, and then we'll put it out there. And that's awesome. That's what I need. I need what I want. I don't need it. What I want is some guidance from the collective group as to what you would like to do with this, and which direction you'd like to see it go in. And also, again, Larry, suggest better times. If this is a bad time for people, if there's a better time, I mean, you know, I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I don't go to bed till 10 o'clock at night. So I don't care. You tell me what time you want to do this. We'll do it at 4 o'clock in the morning if that's what people want. I actually don't want to do it at 4 o'clock in the morning. But the point is, I'm not married to this time slot. If this time slot came from the original concept 2 years ago, and you know, what's the best time?
The problem with this time slot is that you're ruling out all the people that work.
Right, and their time is lunchtime. It's lunch. It should be around lunch.
Well, it's only lunchtime on one coast.
Yeah, mine. So it works.
So what's
right.
So let's change the name of it and move it to a different time and reinvent it as something different.
Reinvent the wheel. Yeah.
Yeah, we did that on a Zoom that I hang out on Saturdays, and it was changed because of conflicts. We have a lot of people that are over in other countries where they're up at 3 in the morning when we're trying to hold a Zoom at 10 o'clock, or actually it was at 7 o'clock at night. And so we went to 10 o'clock in the morning to compensate for their times. And as far as content, we throw it out there. We let everybody take an advantage of what they want to teach, if they want to teach. And if they have a suggestion for another teacher to teach it, then we throw it back at them. Like, well, how come you're not going to teach it? You can go learn it. And then you can teach us, and that'll expand your horizons, and that'll help you grow. And that's how we do it on ours.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was suggesting with all those topics and stuff I was talking about. We could all jump in and, you know, help support a particular topic that week.
So why doesn't everybody give me a list of at least one topic, preferably 2 or 3 per person, and a suggestion as to what time you think would be best? And don't just tell me 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock in what time zone? You got to remember what time zone. And then let's compile that together, and let's throw a dart at it, and we'll pick the sweet spot, and we'll move it. Maybe we're going to change the name. How about Baby Boomers Thrive? I don't know.
I like that.
Look at who's here. I mean, we're all baby boomers, so maybe maybe
Yeah,
that's
but
part
why
of
is
it.
that? Why is that, Lynn?
Huh?
Why is that?
You attract who you are.
Well, mainly because we're all retired, for one thing,
Oh yeah.
and
Well,
we're
no.
available during the day.
And finances is extremely important to retired baby boomers because of the money issue that may be lurking in the future of not being there. So,
The other thing is, if we collectively, maybe we do target, like, let's say, maybe we change the name and we call it Baby Boomers or something, and or something else. And if you folks go advertise it and bring people in, they're not going to be captive to me. I mean, I'm willing to tell people, get back with the person who invited you today, hook up with them. If let's spread the wealth. I'm not trying to capture, yes, in fact, I'm not even capturing emails right now. As long as we stay in the Zoom room, I'm not collecting emails. I don't know who's signed up and who isn't. So, we can if we can make this work for everybody, make it more profitable, more, and I say profitable, I mean
educational.
beneficial. That's a better word.
Beneficial, yeah.
And bring some new blood in, bring some new ideas in, and yes, you have guest speakers. And if we can bring in a few extra people, I mean, I'm willing to keep going and hitting up the members of the month and MLSP every month and bringing them on, because they like to come, and we had Lisa Reed a couple of weeks ago. That was an awesome session with Lisa. So help me out here, folks. Help me out.
Okay.
All righty.
You got it.
Yeah, I don't think you want to change the name. I think that the name's okay.
Well, again, that lunch with Len, though.
Okay, Bill. I mean, that's a vote. That's a vote.
That's a vote. Yeah, that's true too.
The point is, if it's lunch with Lynn, everybody knows that it's going to be 2:30 Eastern time for one thing. That rules out all the working people. So you're at a different audience.
Okay, I thought you said you don't think we should change the time. Maybe you said, or maybe a name. Maybe you said you do think we should.
No, I think the name's fine. And if it's 2:30 on Eastern, that pretty well rules out quite a few people.
Well, that's what we want to do, is we want to attract a bigger audience. So,
but if you change the time to like in the evening, there's no way you can pick a good time in the evening during the week when there's not a conflict with something else.
Yeah, sports, kids, schools, right.
Well, all the webinars, all the paid webinars.
All that stuff, right.
Yeah. You pick a night of the week and there's always a paid webinar or something going on.
Could we benefit more by, having our program whenever we decide we want to have it for sure, and then make it so that there is a definite replay shown at, one or two other times? Make it clear that this isn't the only chance for you to see this.
Well, hey, well, let's wrap it up for today. It's already 10 past. I think we're going to reach diminishing returns. I have Webinar JEO right now. I'm paying for it. It does automated webinars. I mean, if we do this live, and here's a thought, Bill. If we do this live at 11:30 my time, same station, I can throw it up on Webinar JEO and have a live replay running a couple other times a day. So
right.
people could attend the Webinar JEO replay and think they were in the live session.
That's
right.
good. That's good.
But we have to do it. I mean, we can play with that. All right, look. Everybody, give me some ideas. Give me some help. We have a resource here that we can continue to use. We've got 70 people registered. We just aren't tracking them. And so what do we need to do, and how can we do it, and how can we make it better? How can we, I don't need to repeat myself. Thanks for coming. Thank you.
Thanks, Len. It was great.
Go fix up your live from yesterday.
Right. Okay.
Talk to you later. Bye for now.
Bye.